Now, again, I'm going to start this lecture. This is lecture number 5, carbon monoxide molding and permanent molding. But before starting the new topic, I'm going to discuss about the recap of previous lecture. So in lecture number 4, we were discussing the cell molding process. So cell molding process is a process in which you can create any complex part, and you may use the material as a cast iron, aluminum, and copper alloy. Okay. With help of this machining, you can also get the good surface finish as well as good size. So if you get good surface finish, then it is the chance of minimize the machining, or you can reduce the need for secondary machining after casting process, or after you will get the product. There is a no need to get the machining, because the product itself has the good surface finish as well as the size tolerance is also good. So here from this image you can identify these machining process or the casting process. Name of this process is called cell molding, or you can also recognize it as a dry sand molding. So in first step you have to heated the pattern. So this is your pattern. So you have to heated the pattern and assemble it on the dump box, and that dump box having the mixture of sand, binder, and some resin particles. Okay, now you just tilt this. This is the first step. In the second step, you just tilt this dump box with the 180 degree, so that whatever amount it is accumulated, that can be placed over the heated pattern. And once it is placed over the heated pattern, then because of some resins are there and this pattern is heated, some of the portion is sticked with this heated pattern. So in third step, you just again revert back to original position or home position. Okay, so what happened? Because of heated pattern and some resin particles are available in the sand mixture of the dump box, this very thin layer will be cling or stick on the pattern surface, and that can be removed in the step number 4. You can remove it by some applying some heat. So these small or thin sections will be detached from this pattern, and do this whole process again. Okay, so this type of same image will be produced. So this image and the another image or another pattern will be assembled in this box, and you can pour the molten metal over here. Okay, then you can create the casting product. So this was the recap of lecture number 4. Now today I'm going to start with the some types of casting. Okay, so here types of casting are there. So casting can be categorized into 2 methods. First one is conventional method and another one is unconventional method. So in conventional method, first one is green sand mold process. So with help of green sand, if you create the mold, then it is known as green sand mold. And second conventional process is known as dry sand mold. Okay, so these are the 2 conventional process in the casting, as well as in the side of unconventional method. First one is CO2 molding, that is carbon dioxide molding. or it is also known as strong mold or strong molding. Second process, permanent molding process, or it is also known as metal mold, because in permanent molding process, metal mold is used as a permanent mold. That's why it is also recognized as metal process. Third one is molding that we have already discussed in the previous lecture, and it is also known as thin mold also. Fourth one among these categories is investment casting, and this investment casting is also known as precision casting. Fifth process among these unconventional methods is centrifugal casting. Here, in this process, you need not to require the core. Without requirement of core, you can produce the hollow product in this centrifugal casting process. And method number 6, or types number 6 in unconventional method, is continuous casting, or it is called open casting. So among these all types of casting, we have already discussed this one, green sand, dry sand, as well as cell molding in the previous lecture, as well as in the starting of the lectures. We have also already discussed about this process. Okay, now I'm going to start the another process in the unconventional method, that is CO2 molding. This one, first one, CO2 molding, or it is known as strong molding process. CO2 means carbon dioxide molding process. So here carbon dioxide molding process are there. This process is used to get the good product, and this process or this molding is also known as sodium silicate molding process. CO2 molding, and it is also known as sodium silicate molding process. Why it is also recognized with this name? Because this particular silicate, sodium silicate, will be used to get the sand. Okay, this particular amount or this particular material, sodium silicate, is added into the sand. That's why it is also known as sodium silicate molding process and CO2 molding process. In this process, the refractory material, means sand, refractory material is coated with a sodium silicate based binder. So this is sodium silicate is nothing but a binder. Okay, so this sodium silicate can be used to coated the refractory material to create the mold. For mold, the sand mixture can be compacted manually or jolted or squeezed around the pattern in the flask. Means, as we have done the same process in the sand molding also, this is the pattern or flask. First of all, this is a flask. Okay, so in the flask, you just place your pattern and apply this flask with the sand particles. Okay, so apply here the sand. Okay, so it is filled up by the sand, then apply some pressure. Okay, so this is the same process as we have made the mold in the sand molding process. So same process you must have to do for making the mold in this process. Then after compaction, CO2 gas is passed through the mold. Okay, so once this mold is prepared, then CO2 gas is passed. Okay, suppose here you make number of holes with the help of any rod. Okay, 10 to 15 holes you have to generate it, and then apply the CO2 gas from this hole. Okay, suppose I have the nozzle. Okay, so from this nozzle, I will insert that nozzle into this particular hole and apply the CO2 gas. Suppose this is my CO2 cylinder. Okay, so from that CO2 cylinder, I will apply the CO2 gas. This is CO2 cylinder. Okay, so from this CO2 cylinder, once I open this valve, then CO2 gas will be inserted from this nozzle and it will pass through this mold. So once this CO2 gas will pass through this mold, then this particular amount of sand and mixed with sodium silicate will get hardened. And once it is hardened, then remove this pipe. Instantly it will becomes in a hard from the soft mold. Now tilt this mold with 180 degree and remove this pattern. So you will get this cavity, and the remaining process is same as in the sand molding process. Okay. Just a minute. Now, after compactions, CO2 gas is passed through the mold. So once you will pass the mold, then what happens? The CO2 means carbon dioxide gas chemically react with the sodium silicate to cure or harden the binder. So this CO2 gas will chemically react with the sodium silicate. Then it will create some gel, sodium silicate gel that is very hard. So your mold will becomes the harder one. Then you can use that mold for your further process of casting. This cure binder then holds the refractory in the place around the pattern. Means your mold is prepared, but it is not a soft mold. It is very hard mold because CO2 is passed in this mold, and CO2 will react with sodium silicate and it will give the hardened product. That is your mold. After curing, the pattern is withdrawn from the mold. Okay, as I told you, the pattern after applying the CO2 gas, you just withdraw your pattern from the mold. So cavity is generated. Sodium silicate process is one of the most environmentally acceptable of the chemical process available. It will not give you the any corrosive effect or any hazardous effect because of this reaction. Okay, that's why it is almost environmentally acceptable chemical reaction or chemical process. The major disadvantage of this process is that the binder is very hygroscopic. Binder is which one? Is sodium silicate is binder, but this binder is very hygroscopic. Hygroscopic means it will absorb the more water and readily absorb water. It is having the nature of hygroscopic, then it will absorb the more water, which cause porosity in the casting. And due to this absorption of more water, some porosity will produced in your casting. So this is the main disadvantage in this particular process. Also, one more disadvantage, that is because of the binder creates such hard, rigid mold wall. Okay, once you apply the CO2 gas in the mold, then it will become a very hard and rigid mold wall. And because of this mold wall is very hard and rigid, then due to the when your final product is withdrawn, at that time it will not easily collapsible, it will not easily destroyed, and it can be some it is a disadvantage for us. It will not easily destroyed, so that you cannot remove easily your product or final solidified product from the mold, so it can slow down the production rate. So this is also the disadvantage. So in this process, two disadvantages are there. One is it is a hygroscopic nature, so it will absorb the more water, and due to that absorption of more water, porosity defect will be created in the casting. And second disadvantage is because of binder reaction, it will create a very hard and rigid mold wall, and that cannot be easily broken down when your casting is solidified, and ultimately it will reduce down or slow down the production rate. So this is a image that I have taken from the sciencedirect.com one research paper. So in which, as I mentioned in the previous slide, that there is a flask. This is your flask, and in the flask there is a pattern. This is your pattern, and it is surrounded by sodium silicate binder plus sand. Now what you have to do, you have to apply the CO2 gas from this upper layer. So throughout this mold, CO2 gas will pass on. And as you know that this sand is mixed with sodium silicate. So once the CO2 gas react with sodium silicate, it will create a very hard form or hard gel. So it will so this soft mold will become the very hard. And once the mold is hardened, then remove this pattern from this mold, so cavity is generated, and that cavity can be used for the further molding process. So this is a carbon dioxide molding process image, and this is the reaction done in this process. Okay, so sodium silicate, that is Na2SiO3, sodium silicate mixed with the carbon dioxide. Okay, as we know that in sand we have mixed the sodium silicate, so sand plus sodium silicate is there. Okay, and then apply the CO2 gas. So with the combination of sodium silicate and CO2 gas, it will give the product, it will give you the product of this Na2CO3 plus SiO2. That SiO2 is nothing but a hardened silicate gel, and because of this product, your mold will become the hardened one. In carbon dioxide mold casting, sodium silicate, that is also known as water glass. Sodium silicate, this is known as water glass, is used as a binder in place of clay. In our sand molding process, we have used sand plus clay and water. So in place of the clay, we are going to use the binder sodium silicate. Okay, so that clay binder is used in conventional cell molding and core making process. In this CO2 process, low strength mold is made with a mixture of sodium silicate and sand, and that low strength mold will become the harder once CO2 will apply into this low strength mold. So when CO2 gas is sent or apply through the mixture, the mold is become hardened. Okay, once you apply this CO2 gas, then your mold will become the hardened one. And it remains the soft. This mold will remain the soft and moldable until it is exposed to a flow of CO2 gas. After which means after applying this CO2 gas, it will become a harden and a matter of second by a reaction. Okay, means in the number of seconds it will becomes the harder once this reaction will made. Got it? This process, carbon monoxide process. Now see the same process over here. In this video, you can find out how to create a mold and how to apply the CO2 gas. So here, these are the some sand. Here, this is a river sand, this is a green sand, and this is a Mangalore sand. So different types of sands are available, and you can use different types of sand as per your requirement. So you can take any of the sand to prepare the sand mixture. So these are some sand, and here adding some sodium silicate. This is your sand, and add some sodium silicate in this. Okay, so after applying the sodium silicate, just mix all the mixture so that sodium silicate will be adding into this. Then apply some another binder or mixture, that is Daxil 60, or you can add some molasses so that each particle will stick with each other. Now, to prepare the mold, make the flask or place your flask. So here, this is your flask. Okay, and in the flask, the pattern is placed. Just a minute. Now, okay, this is your flask. This one, this open container, the container which is open from both sides is your flask, and inside the flask there is your pattern. Okay, this is your pattern. Now apply some sand. So see in this video, apply some sand. This is the applying some sand that is mixed with sodium silicate. So this is the mixture of sodium silicate, water, and silica sand. Then apply ramming pressure. Okay, now by applying some pressure, just remove the extra sand. This is the ramming pressure. You must have to apply some pressure, and this is the removal of extra sand, if any. Now create a number of hole on the surface of mold, and then with help of this hole, you just insert the or powering the CO2. This is the process of powering CO2. From this nozzle, CO2 gas is applied in the mold. So with the instant of time, this mold will becomes the harder. See, this is the process in which your carbon dioxide gas is applied in the mold. So by the fraction of time, it will harden. So here we will find out this reaction, sodium silicate plus water and CO2, or sodium silicate plus CO2. If this mixture, or this is once CO2 is applied in sodium silicate, then what happen? SiO2 gel Na2CO3 is created, and because of this product, your mold will becomes hardened. Now, see, this is your mold. After applying the CO2 gas, it will become hardened. Now, see, here pattern is withdrawn automatically, and this is your mold. So it looks like very hard. See, this is the pattern which is withdrawn from the, and this is your mold, and that is very hard from the softened mold. Okay. If you have any doubt, then please ask me. Thank you very much.